Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to this session of Data World, Next Gen Delivery Experience with AEM Guides. We are going to keep a thought in mind to begin with. As content creators and consumers, we all understand that how information is delivered is just as crucial as the content itself. So today we are going to dive deep into how component content management systems are revolutionizing the delivery experience, moving beyond static outputs to dynamic, personalized, and engaged content consumption. And in this session, we will start with an overview where, to give a starting point or understanding, I will run through the solution that AEM Guides provide as a component content management system, and then right away focus on the content delivery options that you can expect from a CCMS system. And after which, I will share thoughts on how these delivery options can be enriched to web, print, and headless delivery. I will also show some industry-specific templates that can be a starting point of thought for some use case scenarios. And if time permits, towards the end, we'll have some Q&A. I am Divraj Singh, Senior Manager and AEM Guides product expert. I have been associated to this product for about now 7 years, and I'll be talking about this topic with my knowledge and experience on AEM Guides as a CCMS system. Now, Adobe Experience Manager Guides is a component content management system which provides end-to-end content lifecycle management from ingestion to delivery. So I would start with a glimpse of what a CCMS like AEM Guides look like and what it provides, and then highlight the experience delivery capabilities that one can expect from a CCMS system or to cater to the audience. Now, looking at this landscape of AEM Guides as a CCMS solution, you can understand from left to right how lifecycle of the content is managed. From ingestion, where content can be imported to AEM, or be managed via desktop editing tools to modify or create content in AEM repository. While the content stored in the AEM repository is enriched with capabilities like metadata management, review, translation, tagging, versioning, reporting, and then probably publishing, obviously. But once the content is created, reviewed, and made ready for end users, then, based on intended use case, the output platform in the end users or consumers, the content is wrapped with respective template or styles and then delivered to its destined platform, which could be documentation delivered as web output or AEM sites, or for print in PDF format or other formats like HTML for standalone hosting. And it could be marketing content to wrap any structured content or articles pushed to marketing website as a granular unit or as a standalone page, which can be content fragment or AEM sites or web platforms like edge delivery services. It could be a knowledge-based article, which could be hosted to web or dedicated knowledge-based platforms like Salesforce or ServiceNow. And last but not the least, if the nature of the managed content is all for learning courses, then it could be could be published in a SCORM compliant output. Now, what we are focusing here is on the variation of the output templates and the capabilities that end users can expect from them. I'll be picking end user experience based on formats like AEM sites for web output, native PDF for print, and for granular or headless or article based, I will use output like content fragment or Salesforce platform publishing, as the use cases can be aligned to one of these formats in general. Starting with web output, taking AEM sites as output format, let us understand some aspects that are important for content publishers to easily manage such output without dependency on IT. And then talk about how templates provided by AEM Guides are equipped with features that enhance the experience of consumers of structured or technical content. First, see how AEM sites, the web output, have capabilities beyond content creation, which becomes handy for the content managers. At times, they want to easily change the content categorization, which could be placing different links on the website in the header footer, or be able to promote the banner on the landing page of the documentation. Taking a quick demo of the same. Look at this page, which is rendered by a template, and if the content managers are able to edit the template and be able to add some links into the header and footer, wherein each header and footer is a component in itself, where you can add a link in the header like this, configure the link to add the title, and add a link to it, and then save this. Similarly, you can also add a similar link in the footer section. Choose a section of the footer where you want to add the link, and similarly add a component there where you add a link, a title of the link, and the link itself. Now, once the link is authored here, you will see that once I save this and the corresponding page is refreshed, you will see the header and footer both will have a link called documentation. Similarly, there could be a scenario like in a page, every page of your website should have a marketing banner on the top. What you can do is, as a content manager, you can go and edit the template, drag and drop an image component in the top section, add the image of your choice, which corresponds to a marketing banner, save that component based on all the attributes you want to define there, and then go back and look at the page on the website. All of your topics should have that banner on the top. Now, what it really complies to is that the editable template becomes very handy in this way for your content publishers to easily adapt to the changing requirements for your end user experiences. So with AEM guides or a CCMS system, it should always provide you an organized way of generating bulk of the web pages for your documentation or structured content, where it can not only create the landing page for the map, because you're organizing your content in maps, all your topics through a map. You should be able to render that map content through a landing page, maybe having a table of content listing or pointing to all of your topics, and then also be able to assign a unique template to your topic because it's going to render the content. So if you see, for every map that you're going to publish, you can define what is going to be your site path, what is going to be your map template, which would be a landing page, and then what could be your topic page template. And then also be able to selectively publish topic and its content to the corresponding template that you use. It should also have an ability to choose between specific templates, right? Which we will see in some examples. But for a quick demo, let's open a map and then add an output preset, let's say AEM Sites output, where I should be able to choose a site's path, which could be your existing website, choosing a particular language and particular section of your website, and then defining the path where you want to publish under that section. And then be able to choose the template for your map and then for your topics. And if you generate that using your template with the header, footer, and all those sections, you can get a landing page and a detail page like this. Now, let us also see how such web page output can vary for different industry, and if there is a wishful template library that exists for different industries that serves as a starting point for your use cases. So if we look at a simple high-tech template, like a landing page template can look like this, a black-white theme with a list of all the products on the landing page with a header, footer, and social share links right in the footer. But then it could also be a detail page template like this, which can have a table of content, the content section, and the recommended articles in the right section. Another variation of high-tech template where some key products can be promoted on the home page, and it could be customer stories. And a variation of the detail page template where only table of content and a content is focused, keeping accessibility and other options on the right bar. Variation of a landing page where a marketing banner is of focus along with the content. And then in the automobile industry where content categorization is exposed for the filtering, right? Because you can have different products and you want the filters to be given to the end users there. They can choose the product of their choice and see those listed items on the homepage or on the landing page. Similarly, a detail page for the automobile industry where again the product banner and the content is a must, and that is where you focus on. BFSI homepage with most common green theme, having selection of offerings, table specifications, etc. And a detail page for the same green theme. It can be a 3-column layout as per the choice. And a general documentation template where homepage can have a grid list of different document types available, and correspondingly a detail page with options to download the PDF in the right trail and some recommended article sections of your technical documentation. Now, thinking over this, there can be different industries looking for different branding, as you saw in the template library. But the capabilities that need to be exposed are driven by how huge is content volume and how easy is the discoverability that you want for your end users. Because the end user needs way to easily consume the structured content in the form of documentation, knowledge-based, learning, and marketing content. These content are generally huge because each map or each document or each release of your content can have thousands of pages when it goes to web. And finding the right information without effort is vital, right? Hence, the feature that are generally important for any template, and whatever template library that I was showcasing or talking about, all those templates should have these basic capabilities, and they include some things like table of content filter. For example, because each map can be huge, the table of content can grow up to like 1,000 links within TOC. So good to have something like search within TOC, something like this, right? Similarly, you are as an author, you are associating a lot of metadata to your content, which would include like the publisher name, the last published date, adding some tags to it. So the end user is able to search based on tag, looking at similar topics in a particular document, which are tagged with the same metadata, so that they can easily find those elements and then look out for the same articles. Similarly, these templates, generally for accessibility purpose, you should be able to change the display theme based on end user experience to give them better readability options. And so is the case with different product variations that you publish. If you are publishing different versions of the same document, then I should be able to expose those versions or variations on the template. So in this example, let's say I'm on a V1 version of a document, and then as an end user, I choose V2. I should be able to switch easily to the version 2 of the same topic or of the same article. And publishing the content into different languages, again, I should be able to choose a different language from the language selector and switch to different languages. Let's say switching to French from an English language, I should be able to choose one language and then switch to a corresponding article in a different language. Similarly, some capabilities like accessibility, wherein I as an end user, I want to see the content in a larger font, or I want to increase the text space for easily reading it, or changing the contrast of the page. So things like that are generally available for accessibility, and it's easy for the end user to adapt to the content that you have published. Now, beyond this, if you want to share your content or share this content to your colleagues, you might want to share this over different social media. You can do that with those options available on the template, and also be able to rate the content so that the feedback can be given to the content authors so that they can enrich the content further. Now, one important piece is sometimes I, as an end user, I want to download the content for offline reading. I can download a content or a topic of that particular document itself, which means downloading PDF of a single topic versus downloading the entire document as PDF. Now, when I'm doing that, all those PDFs should also be downloaded in the same theme as I was looking at on the website. So obviously, behind the scenes, the PDFs are also published using same templates. Now, this is where we will also speak about the print or the PDF templates in the next section. But just before that, when you are publishing to web, there are key considerations that are made to optimize not only the experience of the end users, but also the content publishers, keeping in mind publishing performance, interoperability, and integration to other services like analytics, personalization, or search engines. Hence, we look at publishing structured content in web native structure for faster page output and rendering. So the performance is completely dependent on the way you are publishing, the template that you're using. So the templates are very important when you are publishing. They should follow a very standard structure, and I should be able to adapt uh, uh, the structured content to the structure of standard HTML elements, so that those templates are easily modifiable by the developers and easily uh, changeable by your users who are going to publish the content. Now, making these templates feature rich by utilizing the authored information and metadata to add context-based output. So your templates should be able to retrieve all the information from your structured content and be able to expose all of them as features for your end users. And then, considering the volume of such content, making publishing scalable is very important for faster time to market, because without that, because in structured you have so huge volume of content, and at times on release days you are publishing so much of content, you need optimized way of publishing. Hence, having microservices in place so that they can publish in parallel and publish in bulk, that's very important. So these are some key considerations when you are publishing to web and publishing structured content. Now, in this section, we will understand how PDF publishing framework of AEM Guide supports flexibility for content publishers to easily manage PDF outputs, be it required for print or for making them secure or changing the accessibility features which are supplied. So we just spoke about web. Now let's look at similar scenario for print, like looking at the template library, what kind of different templates are available or should be available for the end users, and what are the different capabilities which different publishing frameworks should provide. And we'll keep native PDF publishing, which is of AEM Guides, in mind when showcasing this. Now, as I said, let's look at the template library, just like how we looked at for web. So for PDF, similar to web for automobile industry, where the front page design is generally very catchy, reflecting the brand value, mostly single column. Fonts are important for these, with a lot of automobile images or images of its part. Yeah, these are generally heavy on specifications, having tables, etc. So styling of tables and all those things are very important. Similarly, in BFSI, green theme is very common. Two-column layout at times with index to terms, having charts or statistics or reports, and back cover and copyright information is generally important when you're looking at BFSI. So generally in the back cover, you will have all that information. And a high-tech template where theme can be based on brand color, but the front cover can contain metadata information with mix of single column and multi-column layouts on different pages, and a lot of infographics. Index terms on the back cover with terms used in the document, and back cover with company information is generally very common. Considering these templates in mind, let us explore the features that publishing framework can or should have to make it easy for the content publishers to utilize them and also adapt for the end user requirements. With Adobe Experience Manager Guides, it offers native PDF publishing framework where PDF publishing has been made easy, where it requires low code or no code to change the theme, style, functionality on the generated PDF. Taking an example of a document authored in DITA, structured, where a map can be published to a PDF for print. So what we are showing is an example of a PDF which was published from a map to a template which is provided out of the box in native PDF, and it is one of the templates that we just saw. Now the key factors here would be for any content publishers to be able to manage things easily, like changing the font or styles for headers and footers, like changing the color, size, and spacing of those fonts. Right, so you can choose different headings and then change the styles for that. We're changing the color of it, and then thinking about also propagating the metadata. A lot of metadata is authored within your structured content, which can be sourced from different files like XMP, from your content metadata itself. That gets floated into PDF. If you look at the properties, all that metadata you propagated gets into the PDF properties. And then you should be easily able to switch between different templates. So whatever templates you have will be shown on the layout. And then looking at the security options. So you can define secure options on your PDF, changing the password and opting for advanced options on security for your printers and others. You can choose all that. And again, because it is print, so you have to be careful about what kind of print public marks you need. So for example, on a generated PDF, if you want print or read marks, so this is how your PDF can look like if you select those options. This is a topic where you can choose and you can select to add or remove or enable, disable those options. Those are some advanced options which are enabled for print video. You can also change accessibility options. If you want accessibility tags available on the PDF like this, you can choose to have those on the output preset. So this is all content publisher doing it, right? So you see there are no code required. You can choose to add a watermark. Let's say if you want to have a watermark on the PDF, which is a draft PDF, so you can have that, and also change some conformance standards to which your PDF should comply to. And with all those changes made, we can then generate and preview how the PDF can look like. Like, see, it asks for a password, it has print bleed marks, and it has a different font, and it has a watermark. Right, so all those things are easy to do for a content publisher. So a content publisher, without doing any coding, with such easy way to manage your template, just like web, in AEM Sites template, you had an option to edit the template and publish your content without making any code changes. Similarly for PDF, you can do all that. Now, beyond this, with native PDF, with PDF publishing capability, you also have an option to control how your authored prologue information in your topic or in map can be utilized in the PDF templates. So you can define the XPath of your content and then map it to a field on a template, so that all that information that you authored in the prologue can be targeted to, let's say, the front page as metadata. It also comes with the ability to utilize the pre-processing step of a DITA Open Toolkit if you wish to, because sometimes you might have an existing plugin which does some pre-processing of your data content. You can utilize that also on an output preset for a PDF in case if you are reusing that. And in addition, as we saw, the print settings are very important for print. So those all options are available. And also there are a lot of capabilities where things like POC, table of content, having the bookmarks is an important thing to have for the content publishers, where the end users need it for easily accessing different sections of the content. So that's an important part as well. Now, we looked at web and print. There is an important use case where the structured content has to be made consumable by external applications, which can be using this content to repurpose the same content in different contexts, like knowledge-based articles for support agents or small text specs that can be consumed in marketing brochure. So this is where the content can be published as standalone topics. So think about each topic which has its own meaning. For example, legal terms and conditions or small specifications of your content. So you can publish these standalone topics to something called content fragment. We call this as granular content for integration between two applications or syndicating this content to a consuming application in a presentation agnostic format. So thinking about content fragment, you can publish one particular topic as content fragment or as an article on knowledge-based systems like Salesforce. So AEM Guides empowers AEM Sites also to go beyond being just a marketing website. It transforms it into a comprehensive knowledge hub or self-service portal, just like maybe you can consider Salesforce as knowledge base, but AEM Sites can also serve as a knowledge hub, right, which can be highly valuable technical and support content published on these knowledge hub, which seamlessly integrates, and it can also elevate your digital experience because AEM already provides you that. Important piece to note here is that how AEM Guides is going to map those features of structured content like reuse, conditional content, etc., to the web output like AEM Sites, right? So the supported formats for single topic publishing, because each topic itself is a standalone information. Formats where you want to publish this to, let's say if AEM Sites acts as your knowledge hub, so each topic published as a standalone page, versus if each topic is a consumable content for different external application, then consider it headless, and content fragment could be an option. And also if Salesforce is your knowledge base, then publishing each of those topics or different topics of your map to knowledge base. But while doing all that, what you need is you should be able to push not only the individual topics to the desired output, but it should not depend on a map. So you should not need a context of a map to publish this. But at the end, what it needs is you should be able to apply the conditions so that you can apply the variations of that topic to the desired output. And a glimpse of how it would work. Let's say if we go inside our map in one of those topics, I should be able to publish this particular topic as a web on AEM Sites for the scenario of knowledge hub, where AEM Sites acts as your knowledge hub. And if you see at the bottom, there were different conditions in your topic. You could choose which conditions to exclude when you are publishing to AEM as knowledge hub, right? So you publish it, you get an individual page there under a section where you wanted it, right? And you can also then publish this to content fragment, because each individual topic has the option of publishing it to either Salesforce or AEM as knowledge hub or to the content fragment. Now, publishing structured content to consumable granular pieces of applications integrated in headless way, as I said, content fragment can be one option where the same structured content can be published to presentation agnostic HTML content. And those HTML agnostic, like presentation agnostic HTML content, are basically small snippets that can be consumed by a web page or an integrating application to repurpose it in the context. And the demo that you're going to see here is like how you create content fragment model, wherein you define different fields which are expected by the consuming application. For example, it can have a title and just a specification field, because they would expect only two fields, while we should have an ability in the structured content to map the XML content or the structured content to those two fields. So we should be able to map that to specific fields of a content fragment, because let's say if you choose a topic here, it can have several fields in it or several XML elements like a table, a section body, etc. Now on the right side, I can see based on the content fragment model or based on the model that consuming application expects, I can then map XML elements to that model. And then what you get is a content fragment generated from that particular topic only has the specifications and the title, for example, right? And then if we publish this to AEM Sites, we are showing AEM Sites, but it could be a consuming application which can have its own header and footer. But in the content area, we can just consume one content fragment which has the title and the specification. So granular pieces of reusable content for consuming application coming from single topics. Now, another scenario is that you can have articles that can act as knowledge base, on your website like AEM Sites, or dedicated knowledge bases like Salesforce, where you can choose to filter specific topics of a map and then publish them to a desired knowledge base like Salesforce. So what you see here is you have a lot of topics inside a map, but you can apply some filters, then choose specific topics, let's say contacts and frequently asked questions, and then publish it to the desired knowledge base, which could be your AEM Sites or Salesforce like this. So you can publish it to Salesforce as a knowledge base article under a different category, and it can also be mapped to a particular Salesforce template. So basically, when you are looking at single topic, which is getting published to either content fragment or AEM Sites or Salesforce, the template of the target platform provides the presentation or the styling. What comes from a single topic that you're publishing is only the content mapped to the fields of the target page or the target component. To recap and to close this session on this thought that the power of structure lets you author once and publish in any format or platform. But what makes each end user platform more popular is a template loaded with capabilities that exceeds the expectation of the content consumers. And we saw some examples here, right? So those templates in different output formats gives you different variations or different capabilities or features. And in all of this fast-paced world, one of the key to faster time to market is how to make those templates quickly adapt to the needed change, which is governed by how much control you as a content manager or a publisher have on those templates and outputs. And we saw it during this session, right? So we had different template variations, but how much control the content publisher has to change the output based on the requirements that they have, like print and bleed marks, changing the security, changing the accessibility options on the PDF, changing the header, footer, adding the marketing banner on the web platform, versus on headless, you can map different fields of your content to different segments of your content fragment to easily filter out the content that you want. So the content publisher should have a lot of control when you are publishing, while you also have a lot of capabilities available on the output templates that you have in place. With this, I would like to close this session, and you can feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Here is my LinkedIn address. And thank you all for listening through my thoughts around this topic. Have a great day ahead and enjoy the knowledge shared on other sessions of this exciting event. Thanks once again.